Universe. It is Caner Tip Tuesday, and today it's just a hot topic. This past week, a lot of, hey, can you show cane versus knife? If you're a caner, this is, and you know a little bit about the history of ACSD, this is what you need to know. God forbid you find yourself facing that grim situation. But before we do that, as always, a warm welcome to all. And if you're here for the first time and you like the content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Do it now so that you don't miss any future content. And if you are new to the culture, or whether you are, it doesn't matter if you're an experienced instructor and you have questions, you want to know how we carry out our training, how can you get cane trained where you're at home, you have questions about canes, anything having to do with the culture, take advantage of the no-cost resource that is that Cane Clarity Call by texting the letters CCC to 305-745-7839. In less than 24 hours, we will be on a call, answer all your questions for you, and give you a plan to actually make this happen so that you really become adept with this tool. If you know a little bit again about the history of ACSD, the system came to be because of my experience and witnessing knife assault. I think it's the worst type of assault. And part of the reason why, this is what you need to know. This is a tool, and you come in here and just step back a little bit, hold the knife the way that you would. See, he has it in his hand, and you can't even see it. That's the first thing. This is inexpensive. Any punk can avail themselves when you don't need a concealed weapons permit, right? Common knife attack is, everybody has a kitchen knife and can avail themselves of that. And this is any edge tool. And the attack, it's fast, it's furious, it's gory, and you don't see it coming, right? Which makes it even worse. And regardless of what you've seen out there or how it's presented, it is, this is not, and I don't mean to knock it or anything like that, but coming overhead and, stopping it here, and I come under and doing this, and he flips and all that. That's not how it works, is it? So he turned me around. The next thing I know, there it is. It's, and you go to put your hands in there. He cuts you on the way in, cuts you on the way out. You interview those that have been in this situation under this type of assault. They didn't even know that they were that a knife was involved until after the fact. And right, so what are the advantages of the tool? Well, we have to be very clear on what we're using. This is the blade is a mass separator. Your cane is an impact tool, and the reason that we have to start with that understanding is because when you start using this as if it were a mass separator, then you start getting in trouble a little bit, right? And we start violating some principles. So if you understand that this is a mass separator, it seeks flesh in it, this seeks bone. And just keep that in mind as I go through some of these possibilities. Listen, the most ideal, I'm going to trade this in for a drone for obvious reasons. So even padded, I always tell you guys, Kiko is wearing head. Please do not, even with something like this, go all out in the head, because you're still going to feel it, and down here, right? The ideal situation is just to create distance and get out of here. By the way, I'm going to recommend Senior Master Keith Melton over at Cane Masters just did a presentation where he presented this. It's excellent. Go over to the Cane Masters channel and subscribe to that, because he's putting out phenomenal content and offers great advice, and that is get out. Just get out of here. Run away if you can. Let him attempt to throw the knife. I get people that ask me that. If he tries to throw the knife, he's not the guy at the circus that's going to pin you. Don't worry about that. Chances are he's going to lose that knife. But distance with a capital D is your best friend. So if you have this situation, not even getting into this, if I can just get out and remove myself, this is where I can see it. When I can't do anything because I'm surrounded here, you need a strong power shot template. Back off, tight in that guard zone. And it's not going wild and crazy, because that's what tends to happen when you don't have the training and the adrenaline kicks in. It's very tiring. It interferes with your coordination, physical coordination, and your ability to make quick decisions. So what you want to do is train yourself in that power shot and that juggernaut strategy, ACSD style, as you're moving forward, which is akin to a trained fighter throwing educated shots down the pike. That way, what we're looking to do here, and I want you to listen and just retreat when you need to, is I want you to make an honest tactic. Back. See, pop, pop, pop. Both of those were where?
On the forearm.
On the forearm. So now it goes in line with if you destroy the limb, you win. Because that's not going to be any good anymore. Right now, I'm not coming with a drone. I'm coming with a metal pipe in the form of a raven or a wooden cane, right? Hardwoods. That's the strategy here. And you need to train with it and train with it often, because one of the things that will surprise you is how quickly you get winded in that situation. What about, right, when it's just coming quick and you don't see? Because this is the concern is when you turn or they turn you around and the next thing you know, there it is. Man, that's tough. That is real tough. And so that ACSD, what we refer to as that cover hand. That cover hand, when you're dealing anything, if I can see, if he just goes ahead and puts the hand and I turn and I get to see that the knife is coming, that hand is going to have to go into play, right? The cane may as well, but this is what you're dealing with, right? See how I create the space and moving back, that initial move, which is essentially the power shot coming in. What if he's pulling you in, right? I get to roll out. I'll do it from this side. And he pulls me, I'm rolling towards him because look at where the knife is coming. Go ahead and do the stab. There it is, right? So the stab is coming at me. If I can get my forearm out here and go ahead and repeat, right? Because that's what I'm trying to do. He's gonna change that up. Sooner or later, he's gonna be here and then go ahead and change it up. Now he's coming here. We don't want to have to, if we don't need to be there. So when he does pull in, I continue to move to the outside. Now what did I do? Create my distance. So using that forearm, just in case, notice it has to be the forearm because there's nothing vital here. The vitals are in here, right? So what if it's stationary? A stationary attack, he turns you around and now here he comes. Well, and the factors, am I holding this? Look, I happen to be holding it in reverse. What if I'm holding it standard? It doesn't matter to me. You have to have it either way. And so I'm going to simplify this for you, but the first thing I need to do is I need to clear this weapon. Anywhere I try to go, he's going to cut me there. So, and I'm not fast enough. My hand's here. Now, what is his motive? Why is he doing this? Is it something personal? Is it revenge? What do you want?
Hey, give me money.
Give me your money. So that's possession, right? So it's in my pocket. It's down here. That's what I need him to do. And then the first thing is to clear it. I clear it towards my center, right? Notice that the forearm is here. The cane is over. Go ahead and separate. Yeah, I don't want to start giving him, go ahead and cut my throat. You can do this. You can do this with somebody who is not as physically big because of the principles of it. You're holding it towards your center, away from his, and now it's different here because now I can just drop everything on that side, right? Bring him all the way down if I need to blaze out. And now it's back to, right, until I incapacitate to get out of here. To take into further consideration in your training, let's do it from this side. What if he goes to the other side on that hold? Because if I try to do exactly the same thing, I'm going to get cut. So it has to change a little bit. I can't do this side and this side. So if you remember that it's the hand that's closest to the tool, right, with the horn, or that doesn't matter to me, it can be here as well. When you do this, that is how you're going to clear, anchor, and then you can go ahead and move into that extraction. Then you can move into the extraction with respect to the blade, right? Blade up, I give it to him. Even in training, I don't give him this way because we treat it as a real thing because that's how it's going to carry over. But these are the three main things that you want to focus on when you're dealing with a knife attack is, do I have an opportunity? You got to make that quick decision to create distance. See? D&D, decision time, distance, get out. Could not do it. Power shot mode. Could not do it. Is he holding it up to you? Where are we? Even out here. So as long as that tool's not on me, I'm looking at it to create the distance. And it's when the tool's on me, or am I going to have to be reactive with something? See, and get my hand. The cane in there works like a charm, by the way. It works like a charm. With the empty hand, we use this W. And it's coming over and over and over, hitting that radial nerve. If you have that tool, and I was able to do this, turn around and hit over and over and hit. Oh, that's a huge advantage you have with the tool that you don't have with the empty hand. And by the way, all of these can be done can be done. The ones that I just showed you, coming in here and he says, hey, right? They can all be done with the empty hand. ACSD principles, concept, they all have an empty hand translation. That's what you want to know regarding knife as a starting point, okay? And speaking of training, this we're going to be doing, we do these when we come down here to immersions, live hands-on, but you don't have to wait. Are you gonna get trained in 2022, or are you just watching YouTube video? This I always present it as potential. There's a foundation that needs to be in place for all of this, as simple as it looks. I always tell you. That's why find out first if getting trained would be a good idea and you can do it effectively and efficiently from the comfort of home. To learn how we do that, go ahead and text the letter CCC to 305-745-7839. Our number, we love talking to you, 800-289-8188. I'm Joe Robaina for American Cane Self-Defense. Thanks for watching. Keep caning. Stay safe.